start with Floowandereeze, I guess. Bad. If you are still depending on normal summoning in Tribute Summoning 2026, your deck is not too good. No, it hurts. Many people like it because I don't know why people like it, but it is not good. Mikanko I have to think about a little bit. Anyway, Fire King. Rogue tier. It's still good, but it lost Appaloosa. It makes the end board a little bit weaker. I think Rogue tier is fine. You don't really see it a lot anymore. So, yeah, Rogue tier. Yeah, people like Fluke because it's iconic and everything. If you do disagree with anything I'm saying, do let me know. I will probably tell you my opinion is better than yours, but still do let me know. Habibi Kiri. Tier 2. This is pure Mitsurugi, by the way. I think I still see it quite often. It can still play through hand traps. It can, you know, still do its own thing. It hasn't really been hit. So, yeah, I think tier 2 is fine for this one. A Dracotail. It is still the best deck in the game, in my humble opinion. Pure Dracotail, or if you're playing it with a small branded engine, that if both of them are fine, it's like split 50-50 how people like to play it, but with whatever version it is the best deck in the game. By far, if I would like to say that. Okay. Triple D. I like the deck. It was fun when I used it, but it can play through hand traps as well, but I feel like it's between Rogue tier or tier 3. Tier 3 isn't a real rank. It's like Rogue tiers that are slightly better than other Rogue tiers. So, you know. But I think I'll keep it at Rogue tier for now. Maybe I'll put it at tier 3 later, depending on how I'm feeling by the time we end this. Yeah, I'm not sure. Tier 3 or Rogue deck. I think keep it tier 3 for now. But we will see. I might drop it back down to Rogue. I'm not sure. Anyway, Stun. Do people even still play Stun anymore? Like most of the time they're playing the 4th or 5th best Stun card because all of them are banned. Though I want to put it at bad. I think I will put it around bad. Bad or Rogue tier. You just don't see it a lot anymore. When you do see it, if you drag it long enough until you draw the out. So by the time you draw the out, you can usually out their board. I've had multiple duels where like I drag it out until like turn 12, turn 15, and then I win. You know, it happens sometimes. Stun made its way to ratings. I'll keep it at bad. Maybe I'll push it up to Rogue later, but I think I'll keep it at bad. Now we have Ryzeal. I think it is tier 1. Whether you're playing Mitsurugi version or the Onomat version, both of them are very good in my opinion. I want to say they are as good as Yummy or maybe even slightly better. Maybe this is a bad opinion, I'm not sure. But it still feels very good. Everything is hit, but the deck is consistent somehow. I don't know. Every time I play against it, it's still very good. So, yeah, nothing to say here. Definitely one of the best. Maybe not as good as Dracotail, like slightly behind. But I think it's still very, very good. Of course, not pure Ryzeal. This is either Mitsurugi or the Onomat version. Doesn't matter. They're both very good. Anyway, Tenpai. Rogue tier. Reasoning. the deck breaks. If you play too many normal summons to like play around breaking, then you won't open as many board breakers and then you lose anyway. So you can't even really play 3 Genroku and 3 Dora because you will break on normal summons. Okay, like you will summon, for example, Dora, they negate. Then you're looking at your hand with like 3 Genrokus or something. You have to find a good balance between the normal summons and board breakers. But then when you do find that balance, you're giving up consistency. So, you know, do with that information what you will, but I think the deck is rogue tier now. You don't really see it often a lot. If you want to play a going second deck, just play Gem Knight. I didn't really like that deck before, but you know, it's growing on me a little bit. A Sky Striker version, I do prefer it to the normal version as well. It is fun. White Forest, the absolute best deck in the game, best deck ever created. You'll never find a better deck. Never ever find a better deck. Come on. Here. The absolute best. I am not biased, of course. I would never be, because, you know, I have to be very, you know, subjective, I guess, about this. Like, no personal, you know, you can't put the decks that you love. I am not biased. No, I'm not. I am a little bit biased. I will put this deck on tier 3. The Yubel not letting you hit, huh? Only you knew, man. Only you knew. I will not comment further about this. The deck, of course, it is not tier 1, but the problem that's holding it back is the discards, I would say. Some discards just make the deck feel like it requires too much, you know? So I think tier 3 is good. Of course, I am speaking about the 40 card version with the new support. Those 60 card versions aren't things that people really play. Those are kind of exclusive to me. Kinda. Yeah, also of course the problem of it died losing to Droll, full off Maxi, and requiring discards. So the deck is good, one of the best end boards in the game alongside Ryzeal, but not one of the best decks in the game. So, you know, anyway, branded tier 3. Again, tier 3 is like they're rogue, but they're like slightly better than other rogue decks, you know? So I think branded fits here pretty well. It's still very good, but you don't see it a lot because 1, it's expensive, and 2, it is complicated to play. So people don't really play it for those 2 reasons, but the deck is still very good. Every time I use it, every time I play against it, the deck is very good. Yeah, with a good player, a good pilot with branded, you can beat many decks, going first, going second, through hand traps, even if they Ash Blossom on branded, you know? Mermail, Atlantean. Again, it's between rogue tier and tier 3. I think it used to be very good, but then just, I don't know, faded away. It didn't really get hit, but it just faded away. So it would be between tier 3 and rogue tier. Maybe we will put it tier 3 as well, I think. Yeah. Nothing much to say about it. The hand loop, floodgates, all that good stuff, however people play it these days. I think tier 3 is fair, you know? Tier 3 is pretty fair. Lunalight. Lunalight is a little bit difficult to rank. No, it doesn't really lose to Droll. It doesn't really lose to Fuoloth and Maxi, because you can just turbo out Liger Dancer and then you pretty much win most of the time. Unless you're playing against Ryzeal, you will win most of the time that you bring out Liger Dancer. So even if it's against Droll, against Full Loss, Maxi, all of that good stuff, you just turbo out Liger and you win. So it's either upper tier 3 or like towards the end of tier 2. And I think I want to stick it on tier 2, I'm pretty sure. I'm glad people are agreeing for now. So far, no bad opinions, man. I think. So, in my humble opinion, my opinion is good. So I think tier 2 is good for now. Next, we have Yubel. Rogue tier for sure. Again, it's one of those decks where it has... I think I skipped way too fast past Lunalight. It has good matchups against most decks. Like, you can't out it with Dracotail. You can't really out it with some of the other decks here. The best deck to out it would be Ryzeal, but other than that, it doesn't really have good outs in the current meta. Even Yami can't out it, yeah. So yeah, I think tier 2 is fine, mainly for that reason. Ryzeal only if you open Ice, but Ice is at 3 and you can search it with Tachyon, you know. So yeah, anyway, moving to Yubel. Yubel, again, one of the best end boards in the game, but it doesn't really play well through hand traps. Usually an Ash Blossom on the Lotus or on Nightmare Pain is usually good enough to stop the deck. If they start with Fiendsmith, you know, then they have multiple ways. What can we do? But it does have one of the best end boards in the game. But again, just not good enough. Versus Droll, Full Loss, Maxi, not good enough, all the good stuff. So, Rogue tier. Centurion. I think to Rogue tier as well. With Centurion, it's in a weird spot where... how we say it? It can play through disruptions. You know, if you negate Chimera, then they already have it in hand with that Centurion field spell. If you negate something, they play 3 of every card that they search. It means it's good through hand traps. But the end board is not the best. You end on 2, 3, 4 disruptions usually. Most top tier decks can play through it and then kill you in the same turn. That is why I would put it Rogue tier, in my opinion. But yeah, also it does need more support. I think with more support it would be much better. Like, it needs that one new card of support. I feel like something that special summons from hand and search it, like a Poplar, I think, something like that, and then yeah, it will be better. Heroes, Rogue tier again. People aren't gonna like this, but it's Floodgate Turbo. You just summon Darklaw and you win. You go second, it can push a little bit, but not too much as well. For the majority, Heroes is just you know, Floodgate Turbo. People like it, but this is the reality. Mathmech. Mathmech, I would put it between like tier 3 and Rogue as well. I think I'd stick it somewhere here. Mainly because it is still Cybers. So it can just climb. It can play through hand traps. It can do stuff. Even if you negate some cards, Mathmech Circular, one of the best starters in the game, and yeah, good through hand. But it doesn't also lose to Droll, but it loses to Full Loss and Maxi and Nibiru. So no, it's not quite there yet towards tier 2. So I would put it towards like the end of tier 3 or Rogue tier, you know. So yeah, Mathmech still pretty good. Crystron. Rogue tier. For like one format that the same month it came out, it was everywhere. Every single game you went into, you were playing against Crystron, and I don't know why. It was good, but we were in that space where we were just waiting for the new best deck to drop. After they hit the last few best decks, then they didn't directly drop a new best deck. So Crystron somehow saw a lot of play, and then it didn't get hit and it just fell out because better cards kept coming out, you know? And for now you rarely see it. When you do, it's alright, but that's about it, I think. So I did hear that it will be better with the K9, but we don't have K9 yet. So for now, rogue tier, but not towards the end. Probably towards... let's put it around here, I think. It's not tier 3, come on man, like look at the decks above it. Like White Forest, Branded, the Triple D, Mathmech, surely are all better than Crystron for now, until it gets more the rest of its K9 support whenever it comes, yeah. But yeah, rogue tier for now. It's not tier 2, it's not tier 3, relax, we don't see it at all anymore, not in tournaments, not in ranked. Not good enough. I told you I'm gonna talk trash about your favorite decks, and this is me talking trash about them. It is not good enough. Odion, the man, the myth, the legend, tier 2. Maybe, probably. White Forest is not rogue, shut up. Anyway, yeah, White Forest, Crystron is not as bad as like Yubel, for example, or Heroes, but it's also not as good as the ones above it. So I put it the first one in rogue tier. That should be like a good compromise, relax. Anyway, Odion, the man, tier 2 probably, because it is good through hand traps, number 1. So like Nibiru, Full of Maxi, Troll, they're all useless, they didn't do much. And then you also somehow play a lot of hand traps in some version. Some versions play Primite, whether you play Primite or hand traps, they're both very good, I think. So I would put it probably around tier 2. Why am I reading some White Forest hate in the chat? White Forest is not rogue tier. It has pushes, it can push. If you push out Vengeance, the Diabellstar Vengeance, it can push. You have to use the deck to know. Anyway, Blue Eyes. Again. Anyway, we thank you, Gara ODD following, cool manual as well. Anyway, as I was saying, Blue Eyes, it is again between tier 3 and upper rogue, and I would probably put it around here, maybe. I feel like it's underrated. People don't like it because it plays bricks, you know, brick eyes and all that, but it still feels pretty good. I think whenever I use it, whenever I play against it, feels pretty good. It's good through against Fuoloth and Maxi as well, by just setting your entire hand, Drill Beam, all that good stuff, Majesty. It's good against the Droll. You can push out a Spirit Dragon somehow. So yeah, tier 3. I'm glad we all agree here. Too inconsistent, you can build it better. If you are breaking a lot with Blue Eyes, you can play more starters like Bingo Machine. I think tier 3 is good. Anyway, Yummy, tier 1. I understand people who say it should be like tier 2, but nah, come on. I would say it is one of the best decks for sure. So yeah, do we really need to talk about Yummy? It is not as good as Dracotail. It is probably around the same power level as Ryzeal, I would say, similar power level. So yeah, of course right now I am talking about pure Yummy. Either pure or Mitsurugi, to be honest. They do feel about the similar power level, you know. With Mitsu you sacrifice hand traps, but you add like power and more pushes with it. If you don't want Mitsurugi, you play more hand traps, you play more Yummy cards for more extenders in hand, you know. So it is up to you. I would put it on tier 1. Again, this is either Mitsurugi version or the pure version. They're both very good. Ancient Gear. I love this deck. I feel like it's underrated because it has protection from the continuous spells, which you know, is very good. And if they do deal with the continuous spells, then you get to float with them, which I thought was good. But I would still put it in bad tier. I feel like it's underrated for sure. I did once reach DLV max with this one, DLV 20 in Duelist Cup, just playing Ancient Gear. Because simply we have good protection, Pure going second, Blind going second. It felt very good back then, but now you don't really see it anymore. I don't know, it fell out. Yeah. So I probably bad, probably. Again, I'm glad we all agree here. Yeah, there are better decks with it. I agree with the Ryoku. There are better decks if you want to play going second, like Tenpai or like Gem Knight, but it is underrated, I would say. And it is pretty fun. Anyway, Dark Magician, your favorite deck. Bad. You can cope, you can tell me no, it's very good and all that good stuff. You got master with it somehow. The deck is bad. I'm sorry. If you did well with it, Master 1, that's because you're a good player. The deck itself is not good. Yeah. I'm glad we agree. Thank you. Thank you, Firachi, for following. Appreciate you. Yummy is not better than Dracotail in my opinion, no. Anyway, Voiceless Voice. Will people hate me if I put it in bad? Will people hate me? Thank you, Jorgy, for following. Will people hate me if I put it in bad, or do I just put it in like rogue tier? Because it just doesn't do much, you know? Voiceless is not tier 3, come on. The thing is with the Voiceless, it simply doesn't have the end board required, you know? Your end board is like one Omni Negate and like one special summon negate or something. It's just not good enough, I feel. Almost every other deck on this list can push through that easily with 2-card combos, for example. So I would either put it in bad or like in like at the end of rogue tier. I don't rate it, I don't know. So sure, I mean, people are saying rogue. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The end board is very mid. I don't like it. But it has some cool synergies with melodies, to be honest, but that is about it. I would put it either in like the end of rogue tier or just at bad, to be honest. So yeah, sure, rogue, okay, rogue. Everyone's saying rogue. Anyway, Snake Eyes. Rogue. You see what I mean? Like, I'm putting Snake Eyes and Voiceless Voice in the same tier. It simply doesn't feel right, you know? I would put Snake Eyes in rogue tier now. Do we keep Voiceless here? I mean, it just doesn't feel right having the Snake Eyes and Voiceless in the same tier, you know? Sorry. But yeah, Snake Eyes, it lost Oak, it lost Appaloosa, it's no longer very good through handcrafts, but overall it can win you games if you go first. I think Rogue tier, one of the better Rogue decks right now. It is fine, I think. Yeah, it did fall off. It didn't age very well. Anyway, Artmage. I mean, yeah, Snake Eyes can be... yeah, I'll keep it there. Artmage. Snake Eyes can be good going second, but... you know, it no longer has the same push that it used to be honest. Because especially with now, it still has the Atlantis, it has all those good stuff. It just no longer has all the same push that it could do. So yeah. Anyway, Artmage, Rogue tier around here, probably mid-Rogue tier. That it's not awful. Listen, it's not awful, but it requires way too many discards of specific type. You can't even discard anything. You have to discard spells, you know? So, you hit Master 1 with Artmage, that is because you are goated with the deck. That is all you. That is not an Artmage, you know? If you hit Master 1 with Artmage, you can probably do it with all of these other decks here in the Rogue tier section. So that was all you. Congrats, to be fair. Yeah, the problem with Artmage is that it's too fair. That's, well, a good way to describe it, I guess. So, yeah, not much to say about it, I guess. It's too fair. Memento. It kind of fell off for no reason as well. It's like Crystron. It didn't really get hit, Memento. It didn't really get hit, but other better decks kept coming out. So it then just fell off. This deck was played in the World Championship. So it would be, for me, if I had to rank it, like upper Rogue or like at the end of tier 3 maybe. It sucks that it lost Appaloosa, not gonna lie, but didn't really need it, to be fair, too much. You can still win without it, but yeah, Memento, either tier 3 or at the top of Rogue, but I'll keep it on tier 3 for now. We will see if we will make changes at the end, if the majority agree. Anyway, Memento is also complicated to play. Anyway, Regenesis, bad. I like the deck. When it first came out, I thought the concept was cool, of like 3 special summons and they recycle itself. But it's just not good. It doesn't deserve to be at the end of bad. Probably around one of the best bad decks. But it just doesn't do enough. Like, I thought card economy would be good with this one because you always recycle at the end phase. But no, it's too slow how it recycles, and yeah, you find yourself down on card economy with this one. So yeah, I think I would keep it at bad. I am talking about it as a, of course, like as a Regenesis deck, not as an engine that you put it with other stuff. I am talking about it just as a deck by itself. Know what I mean? But yeah, we don't agree with Artmage. We will see at the end. I think the majority will agree that Artmage is around Rogue tier, I think. Anyway, Labrynth. It is either Rogue tier or like at the end of tier 3, but I think I want to put it on Rogue tier, to be honest. And let me tell you why. Everyone and their mother is playing Ghost Bell. In a meta where every deck is playing Ghost Bell, most decks at least, that is extra ways to counter your Big Welcome, because Big Welcome can summon from grave as well. Another thing that people are playing to counter Dracotail is Red Reboot, which also counters Labrynth, you know? It is getting caught in the crossfire of Dracotail in a way that the same things that counter Dracotail somehow, some way also counter Labrynth. So yeah, everyone playing Red Reboot, everyone playing Ash, everyone playing Ghost Bell. So it is good, but you will get your Big Welcome negated way too often. Again, yeah, I think we can all agree, Rogue Tier. Anyway, Rescue Ace. It's not bad. It's not the best, but we will put it around Rogue Tier as well. And most decks here will be Rogue, just, you know, it has more capacity to hold more decks, I think. So, yeah. I think it's fun. Thank you 64J5 for following. Anyway, yeah, just fetting 4 from deck being your best play no longer cuts it. At the end of the day, you are still playing 4 bricks or 3 bricks in the deck. So yeah, I think Rogue Tier is fine. Maliss. Every it got hit, every ban list it is getting hit, but somehow it's still very good. No surprise here. It could be even like tier 1, one of the, like at the end of tier 1, or like one of the best tier 2 in my opinion. It is Cybers still. They can keep limiting or banning cards, and then we will play the second best searcher, the third best searcher, until they just eventually ban the Maliss names, I guess. It is no longer as good through hand traps for sure, but it is not bad as well for hand traps. So yeah, I think tier 2 is fine. We all agree, all good. So yeah, until the next ban list, I guess. Purrely. I think Purrely is bad, to be honest. I'm like, you know, maybe it should be in Rogue Tier, but the thing with Purrely again, it requires way too many discards. Like if they activate a spell and to summon like the Black Cat, for example, you imperm the Black Cat. Now they have to discard another spell to summon another cat. They will have 1 card in hand after all this, you know? So yeah, it requires way too many discards. It does draw, but it is not as good through hand traps like Imperm or Veiler. I think I would put it in bad, probably. You know, maybe you can push it, you can argue it's Rogue Tier. It just doesn't feel good enough, to be honest. Yeah. Anyway, Dragonmaid, every one of you guys' favorite deck. Bad. Of course, I am talking about the pure version. The pure version is simply bad. Do I have to explain why it's bad? It's, you know, Dragonmaid. I think we all agree. Anyway, move on. Do we move on? Anyway, we have Eldlich. I don't know why all the bad decks came like right behind each other. But Eldlich is also bad. Surprise. One could argue, maybe, but it doesn't feel like it does good. You know, the traps that used to be good to destroy cards or banish cards or from grave or whatever simply don't do enough in the current meta. So yeah, I don't feel like the deck is good. If you are playing a zombie pile deck which has Eldlich, maybe you can push it up to rogue tier. Maybe a 60 card zombie pile deck would probably fit in rogue tier, but Eldlich on its own is not good, in my opinion. All agree? All good, everyone? No complaints? Okay. Mikanko. Probably rogue tier. Probably, maybe. The new XVs did make it good. Better, at least, because, you know, more ways to push, more ways to play through disruption, I guess. It does play cards like Lava Golem, which can out many decks in the current meta, I think, like Yummy and those kind of decks. So I feel like Mikanko at the end of rogue tier is probably fine around here. Yeah, you know, plays Lava Golem, plays the board breakers, and then just OTK. Not bad. Anyway, Orcust Fiendsmith. I would put it around tier 3. Hear me out. I think Gerthu is one of the best normal summons in the game. It sends from deck, it can summon tokens, and then you can make the link 1. This is like 3 things you can do with one normal summon, you know? Let's say like someone didn't have Imperm, for example. Then they negate Gerthu. They use Ash Blossom on Gerthu, for example, but you can then still summon a token. You can then also make a link 1. The link 1 can then search, you know, from a normal summon. And, you know, playing Fiendsmith with it, you can bridge Fiendsmith into Orcust. They're just any 2 monsters on the field is either Fiendsmith or Orcust. That makes it good through hand traps. It does require a couple discards, but it's not too bad. You are discarding Orcust cards, so you know you will have grave effects, I'm pretty sure. So it has an Omni Negate as well. I think the deck is good for tier 3. Losing the field spell like in a game, like it getting somehow destroyed or banished, does hurt, but nothing you can't come back from, in my opinion. So tier 3 sounds fair. Would probably put it around here, probably. But yeah, Gem Knights. People who know me know, in the comments who asked me about it, they know I don't really rate Gem Knight. I don't think it's very good. But recently I've been using it a little bit more, and I have to say I was wrong. You know, gotta admit, the deck is good. It's one of the better ones in tier 3 or like around tier 2, around here. I feel like I would put it probably around tier 2. Whether you're playing Fiendsmith or you're playing Blind going second, I feel like both versions can be pretty good, if you ask me. No complaints here. Gimmick Puppet, I would, again, it is very underrated. I have no idea why people don't play it more often. You have very good protection of the field spell to just FTK, but people just don't play it. I don't know why. So I feel like it's underrated. Another day, if I'm feeling more generous, I would put it around tier 3. For now, I will keep it around rogue tier. I think, you know, FTK deck, it can go second as well. It's very good going second. It can push, and you have protection. It's underrated. Another day I would put it tier 3, but now for everyone's satisfaction, I will put it on rogue tier, I think. Tearlaments, again, rogue tier. We put it in rogue tier. Rogue tier. How Tearlaments is being played these days? Tearlaments is not bad, no. Tearlaments is being played with a Gem Knight engine and a Fiendsmith engine. So, you know, it can push. That's for sure. The deck can push. But a complaint I have against Tearlaments, it doesn't really have room for hand traps. So that does push it a little bit further down, I think. But yeah, maybe if they give us Purrely back, we would push it up to tier 3, maybe even tier 2, who knows. But yeah, it does feel it can still win games. Anyway, pure Azamina. I watched this deck. I love the gameplay, but it feels like it heavily depends on reasoning or monster gate resolving in order to actually push and do stuff, you know? So I would put it around Rogue tier. It does seem pretty fun. I really want to try it, but yeah, we will see. I think Rogue tier is fine. Sky Striker, another one of people's favorite decks. Do a White Forest guide. Maybe I'll do another White Forest guide soon. We will see. Anyway, Sky Striker, your favorite deck, kind of. It is not good enough. Rogue tier, easy Rogue tier, and even at like towards the end of Rogue tier, maybe. People play it going first, some of them play it going second. If it goes first, the end board is very weak. You have like what, 2 monster negates and a pop, not good enough. If it is going second, it doesn't really have the push that like Gem Knight can, and it does play board breakers, but not as much as Tenpai. You know, usually when I play against it, I do pretty well. That's what I want to say. So I don't rate it too much. If Sky Striker is not tier 2, it is Rogue tier. It does need a little luck. You do have to open well for it to get going, like 2-3 good cards, but yeah, Rogue tier, easy Rogue tier. Anyway, Chimera, I think it is also around Rogue tier, probably. Again, one of those decks that fell off a little bit, but not a little bit, a lot. But you just don't really see it anymore. But it can still do well if played correctly, so I think Rogue tier is fine. I do like the concept. I do wish it does get more support, I agree. But especially the illusion as an archetype, I do like it. But yeah, Rogue seems fine for me. Like, people are saying either tier 3 or people are saying it's trash, so somewhere in the middle, you know. Ignister, Rogue tier as well. And I say Rogue tier because it is fibers, you know. It can just climb. It is fibers, and fiber decks are just good these days. They can easily climb. Nothing you can do about it. You negate them, they can climb, keep on climbing. But yeah, anyway, we move on. Yes, we can. Some people use the Maliss engine. Like it itself can be used as a Maliss engine. Some people use Maliss in Ignister as an engine as well. But yeah. Anyway, what's this one called? Brain fart. Infernoble. Again, Rogue tier as well. It is one of the better decks in Rogue tier. Not better decks, I went around the middle, somewhere around here. Thank you, Marley Moore, for following. Anyway, Infernoble, the thing with it, if you do get to combo, you do have one of the best end boards in the game. So yeah, but that's the thing. you don't really get to combo off with it very often because everyone knows to save Imperm for Isolde to prevent the summoning from deck, for example, or sometimes to negate both effects. But yeah, it also doesn't have too much of a push. So SMP for my grandma, she did. Okay, man. Yeah, Rogue Tier is fine. I would say that Megalith is on the same Rogue tier as well. Thing with Megalith, every list I saw, it doesn't really play a lot of hand traps. So going first is very good. 6, 7, 8 disruptions, I don't know how many. But going second, you don't really have a lot to push with. You can play Mitsurugi and then it does very well, but that's about it. By itself, it doesn't have pushes, it needs more than one card to combo. So I think around Rogue tier is fine. Thank you, Lubion, for following. Anyway, finally, had Dark Magician if you made it. It's Mermail tier 3, Voiceless should be in tier 3. We will discuss more on the tier list after I'm done with Monarch. Monarch is bad. Do I have to explain? Are you really relying on tribute summoning? 2026? Bad. It's around Floowandereeze, the same problems, I guess. Anyway, some people here were disagreeing on let me just check real quick. First off, Dark Magician made it to the list because it's a favorite, you know, people's favorite, people like it, so I had to put it here. Is Mermail tier 3? I feel like it's still very good, but people just don't play it because I don't know, the gameplay isn't ideal. People don't like the gameplay, you end on floodgates, you hand loops and stuff. I do still think the deck is very good. And someone said Voiceless should be tier 3. I really don't think so. I was hovering between Rogue tier and bad, because the end board simply is not very good. You know, if you know what to negate, they can't really do much with yeah, with the combo. Monarch is above Eldlich, below Dragonmaid. Think so? Is it that bad? I did say White Forest is one of the best. You know, that's just, I'm not being biased. That's just the truth that people can't accept. What am I doing, man?